a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, in studio with our tech expert, Michael Emdy. We're going to talk about cybersecurity, hacking, and business insurance, the small business consulting, things of that nature. Technology is such a key element of business and life these days, and Michael Emdy, one of the best in the area, of course. We're going to talk with him. Now, also want to let you know about Replenish IV Solutions, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Replenish IV Solutions is our official partner. Check them out online, replenishivsolutions.com. Now, I love going in once a month, getting that vitamin infusion drip directly into my bloodstream. Vitamins, nutrients, something like the Myers cocktail. You may have heard of Myers cocktail. Reach out, let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. replenishivsolutions.com. Longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got a couple of hot listings here from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. Now, we always feature our listings live on air, and it's part of our strategy. So if you're a seller out there thinking of selling, it's part of our strategy where we feature on our daily show. We're syndicated daily show now, over 10 years on air. We feature multiple real estate listings, and it's our highest duty to get our sellers maximum exposure, which leads to maximum profit, shorter marketing period, and less headaches. So 860 The Answer, 1025 The Bone, Roku TV, Fire TV, and Apple TV, multiple stations, of course, our YouTube channel, Rumble, and several others. So a couple of hot listings here in beautiful Tampa Bay that you can see here in our market. We've got Gulf Boulevard is another property that we have right here on the beach. This is, have you ever wanted to, well, here we go, Hardcastle. We got Hardcastle, 232 Hardcastle Place, Valrico, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. You have a bonus room as well, 1560 square feet, granite countertops, sliders as well. You have sliders to covered and screened lanai, storage room there. You have a walk-in closet, ensuite, laundry room, community pool as well. Beautiful property right here, and very affordable as well. This could be a first-time buyer potentially. 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, bonus room as well. 232 Hardcastle Place, Valrico, Florida. All right, let's take a look at another property here, and we'll look at this one here is on 46th Avenue North. Now, this one on 46th Avenue North is a commercial property, and it's also a residential property, so we call it a mixed use. The zoning is mixed use. 2 separate buildings, corner lot location. You have the front building is going to be looked at as your office / commercial building, 676 square feet. Could be a barber shop, hair salon, nail salon, something along those lines. Maybe it's a professional office as well. Could be an insurance, mortgage, title, real estate office. Right on the front, and got around 40,000 vehicles a day passing by there at 46th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. Commercial property. Now in the back, this would be perfect because you could live on site or maybe rent this out as well. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1 car garage, just under 1,000 square feet. And you could also qualify this for your homestead exemption and get the tax benefits as well that we have here in Florida. You have ample outdoor space as well, suitable for RV storage, boat or work truck storage, investment opportunity with potential for both business and residential purposes. 6901 46th Avenue North, St. Petersburg. You can see all of our real estate listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. Check out PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Yeah, I'm racing my class to those saving our ass overseas.
All right, Michael Emdy, welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And yeah, my pleasure, man. You've been doing some traveling and a little bit of in town, out of town, overseas, over the pond, I think, maybe?
Feels like I've been around the world twice, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
there you go. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Well, it's a lot of fun to travel, and you get to see different cultures, and
you get
fun.
different perspectives on technology. You get different perspectives on food, on politics, on just life in general.
Yeah,
kind of opens your eyes to what's happening locally.
Right, exactly. I like that. So you are CEO, massive IT company right here in Tampa Bay. We always talk about supporting the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors, 80 different categories, and specifically to technology. I think a lot of times when we take our technology for granted, and just the fact that we're going to wake up and go into our inbox or go into this whatever program we're using on a daily basis, but give us some some stories that you've seen, because you've seen firsthand, you have CEOs or CFOs calling you up, technology officers calling you up saying, hey, what do I do now? Right? Sometimes you get the hey, here's what we want to prepare for. But then you get a lot of those calls too, is where it's like, hey, this just happened. What do I do? And they're in panic mode.
Yeah. Blindsided. Absolutely. We see all kinds, all situations. Some are proactive, and they're reading, the magazines, the blog articles, the newspaper, the whatever they're doing, to keep up to date with what they're doing in their industry. Because now we're seeing the industries embrace things like security, technology, automation, right? Those are the two top things that we're seeing right now, automation and security. And the ones that are being proactive are coming to us now saying, hey, nothing's happened to us yet, knock on wood, but I know that we need to get an assessment. We need to figure out where the gaps are, and you guys can help us plug those gaps and get secured. Same thing from the automation standpoint. They come in and say, we've been doing it this way for 20 years, but I'm getting the pants beat off of us by, our competitor, and I just learned that they're using this tool or they're using this technology or whatever that is. I don't know anything about it. Can you help us? And, the answer is yes, we can. So we're doing workflow automations to streamline, optimize the business. AI is huge right now in that regard. It's still new in the market, but we're helping customers get prepared to embrace AI. The biggest challenge with AI right now in business, in enterprise, is going to be, where is the data? How do you protect the data and make sure that it doesn't slurp up something that you don't want it to slurp up?
Right. Yeah, I could see that as a challenge. And there's, I listen to other podcasts too, and I've got a couple clips we'll play in the second half here. But, there's a lot of concern as well about the nefarious side of that, and how, the World Economic Forum is, touting it, and you get into brain implants, you get into robots in homes, and almost like a sci-fi movie. Let's save that for later. But what are some of the practical uses? Like, what are some of the, and this is the part I like too about speaking with you and people that are in this tech space, is that you're almost like you are a consultant in a sense, because you're seeing what other people are doing, and you're saying, hey, here's for my question is, what are some practical uses that are low risk, high reward when it comes to AI?
The biggest advantage right now for AI is the generative side, where Google and other companies are harnessing documentation, process, procedure, feeding that into the AI engine, so to speak.
Right.
And now they're able to go back and use that knowledge for, how long has Google been in play? 20 years, 30 years, however long it's been. And new coders, new developers, new Googlers are coming in, and they're using that AI with that historical knowledge to know how to do something, how to build something. This problem's already been solved 5 years ago, 10 years ago, right? That you're running into today just because you're new to Google. Same thing in any other business. They're ingesting that data, making it available, and using it that way. It's also doing all the heavy lifting from document writing, creation, text generation.
Right.
You and I know what we want to put on paper. We have the ideas and the concept, and it's going to take 6 pages or 8 pages to get it done. You can have AI, take that concept in a paragraph, perhaps, that you would feed it, and then it would generate the content.
Right.
Then you can extract that content and then edit it accordingly, right? So
Right.
now you're not spending 4 hours of your valuable time
Right.
just typing out, this, then that,
Yeah. Or researching.
and
trying to
researching,
find-
and trying to pull in the details of it. You know
Right.
what you want, right?
Right.
And so you are the creative aspect of that, but AI is doing the heavy lifting of, the monotonous, okay, let me build the paragraphs, let me build this out.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it's going in education as well, that the students are going to become the creative aspect of it, and AI is going to do the generative part of it, and then they can edit it, for content. Because, I don't know if you've ever done it, but it creates the content, and it's mostly right, but it's not 100% right.
Right.
So even a teacher who goes to read it or grade it or, review it, they're going to say, well, clearly this was AI because it's mostly on target, but it's not 100% on target.
Right.
So you clearly didn't go back and edit the paper, right?
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
think that's where it's headed in the academic space.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I've heard, I know our company, Keller Williams, and then we're part of a unique kind of an elite group inside of Keller Williams called Livian. Has utilized technology, AI that is, in a sense like that. I have personally not much, but Michael Emdy here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. He's our tech expert, and I want to shift and talk a little bit about the security aspects, because I know when you look at we've had our insurance guys on the show, Jason Mears, Florida Best Quote, and we're talking about business insurances and some of the challenges there. Can you talk to us to shift the conversation a little bit towards getting hacked and cybersecurity?
Yeah, so there's what we're seeing on a daily basis is customers who either are risking it because they think, it won't happen to me, or I'm not that important, or I'll do it later, right? It's important, but I'm just not ready to do it. I'm too busy. And that those are the ones who suffer the most because inevitably something happens and they're unprepared.
Right.
The ones who are more proactive and looking to do things, they are embracing it. There is a bit of a sticker shock when they really find out that security is not just a firewall, it's not just antivirus, it's defense in depth, as they say in the industry, which is layers of security. It's multi-factor authentication, it's firewalls, it's complex passwords. It's maybe not even having a password. You're using a little thumb drive key that you plug in that is encrypted in order to authenticate. Right? There's all these new methods and all these new ways. You have the Authenticator app on your phone. You can get a code. All these things you can do. So there's multiple layers of security, and it's not just at the network level. It's not just at the user account level, the PC level, the server level. It's at all levels, and that's what the attackers are looking for when they go probing and looking for weaknesses. They're looking at every aspect. They're going to every door, every window, every hole that they can find to see if they can get in. And it only takes one. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, that's the challenge there is that, once they breach, and then you have, and we've seen it, let's face it, we've seen our federal government getting hacked. We've seen utilities getting hacked. So it's not just small business or large, medium-sized businesses. It's, government. I mean, it seems like there's a lot below the surface there.
Yeah, and there's creativity on the attacker side.
Right.
They're not playing by the rules. They're looking for anything and everything they can to bypass the rules.
Yeah.
They're hoping that you will play by the rules, right? And they're preying on that weakness within how things are set up, or maybe your procrastination. They're like, great for me, I can get in.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot to do. AI in general can be used for good. I think it can also be used for bad, right? You could say the same thing about a hammer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's good and bad. It depends on who's using it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way we have to approach technology from a security standpoint is
right.
These things can be used for good, but they can also be used against us as well, right? And we just have to have critical thinking, logic, and reason behind it to say, I need to have MFA turned on, two-factor authentication. I need to have a better password than dog123, right? Or my birthday, or my kid's name, or my dog's name, or whatever that is, right? I need to have a better password, and I need to secure everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything needs to be secured, because everything that's not is going to get compromised.
On that point, you reminded me too of this amazing story where it was a casino. And the hacker went through the fish tank thermometer, one of the fish tank thermometers in the lobby or wherever it was, and somehow, so they were able to go through there and get into the actual system somehow.
Hence my point. Yeah, absolutely. We had a customer who was compromised via their copier. So the copier company had exposed the copier to the internet so that they could remotely get to it and work on it, configure it, and then they never shut it off. They just kept it open. Well, an attacker found it and said, hey, here's a copier. Let's check it out. And so they did. And sure enough, they got into it. And then once they got into it, they were able to take control of it because it has an operating system on it. It has software. It has a connection to the network, right? You want to print your document? Print it from your computer, right? Print to the copier. Basic stuff. And once they got control of it, they were able to then start attacking internally to all their computers, their server. That customer inevitably got completely encrypted with ransomware, completely shut down their business. Fortunately, it happened on a late Thursday, so they were down Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They called us on Friday morning, 9 a.m. We had no idea who they were. They said, hey, we think we got attacked. All of our computers don't work. Nothing's happening. We can't get to our banks.
Wow.
We can't get to our software to manage our systems, et cetera, et cetera. We don't know what to do.
Wow.
And so we swooped in and assessed the situation and said, yeah, 100%, you got completely encrypted, and every single one of your machines we had to recover. And
Wow.
We had them back up and running by Sunday.
Wow, that's amazing. Michael MD, Massive IT. Reach out to the show if you'd like a connection, 727-263-3707. Just call or text the hotline. Any connections, Michael MD, tech expert, 727-263-3707. ConsumerQB.com as well for all of our expert contributors as we can reach out to. We can put you in touch there as well. Taking a quick break. We're going to come back more. I want to talk about AI and some of the challenges there and how the World Economic Forum is looking at this and some of the naysayers around it. More coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
I want to give a special thanks to Satellite Phone Store. They just hooked me up with this beautiful satellite phone, and it's a gorgeous phone. It's a great device. It's a safety device as well. Think about it. If you're out on the boat 40, 50 miles out, maybe you're going hunting or you're going hiking in the woods somewhere, you run out of cell phone service, or who knows, maybe a possible terrorist attack. It's not like our politicians aren't entrenched in all this stuff going on overseas, all over the place, all over the world. Could be a terrorist attack. They could attack the power grid. They could attack the cell phones. Who knows what they're going to attack next. Sat123.com/REQB. Sat for satellite, sat123.com/REQB, like real estate quarterback.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, we're back. Brandon Rhymes in studio with Michael MD, our tech expert, all things technology-related, Consumer Quarterback Show expert contributor. Quick shout-out to our friends at Heights Soft Wash, pressure washing company right here in Tampa Bay. Ramin Kazami, he's the owner. He does a great job on our real estate properties, residential, commercial properties. HeightsSoftWash.com, HeightsSoftWash.com. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, a couple of hot listings here. We got Blackthorn is a great opportunity to own real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. This property at 9423 Blackthorn Loop in Land O'Lakes. 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2-car garage, 1824 square feet. You have no CDD fee and low HOA fees. Short drive to the Gulf Coast, both formal and informal living spaces. It is a unrepaired sinkhole. We have documentation on that. Close proximity to Tampa International Airport, world-class golf courses, medical facilities nearby as well, and close to shopping, dining, and entertainment. And a great opportunity to own real estate right here, 9423 Blackthorn Loop, Land O'Lakes. And another great listing from the Platinum MVP team. Roxborough property here is another listing. Roxborough Drive, that is, in Hudson. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2-car garage, move-in ready home. Over a half acre of land, private yard, ceramic tile throughout, crown molding, hot tub conveys, newer roof and ACs that were installed back in 2015. community amenities feature a community pool, tennis courts, and a clubhouse. All right, you can see all of our listings at platinumcoastalelite.com. Make sure you check out our website, platinumcoastalelite.com.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road.
All right, Michael MD's in the house, tech expert contributor. I wanted to play this clip here about AI and a little bit about what we're seeing with the AI side of things.
All of the hunger for their chips, which are essential to training large AI models. Also essential to Bitcoin mining, but that's another story. The second is the practical effect of it all. What will it look like if the world they envision actually comes to pass, in which every human being has a personal AI, every corporation, every government is suffused with AIs all down the board, and the culture itself is completely gripped by this idea that AI is in fact a superior intelligence here to make human life better, but that we have to kind of submit to it. And that leads to the third idea.
What do you think about that? Are we gonna be submitting to AI at some point?
Well, that's what I was alluding to earlier, is that you have to have critical thinking, and you're
Right.
the creative aspect behind it, because AI is a little bit nebulous, and even the creators and the maintainers look at it and say, we're not exactly sure how it figured that out, right?
Exactly.
And that's where some of the fear comes from, because it's just uncertainty about where's it going to go and what's it going to do.
Yeah.
But I think, again, common sense, logic and reason, you are the creative aspect of it, you are initiating it, but the fear is once they get above a certain point or level in AI's abilities, they're worried that it's going to become autonomous.
Right.
And I still think that's a ways out, and I think we need to think about how do we put guardrails around that, and protect from, the ultimate iRobot, experience that everybody,
Yeah.
It's the elephant in the room with AI. Nobody really likes to say it, but that's what it
The
really
Will
is.
Smith movie,
Yeah,
right?
the Will
Yeah.
Smith movie. Like,
Yeah.
what's going to happen when it really is like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm actually a sentient, being, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you said something early on too about the common sense thing. It gets we have Washington D.C. that's printing our dollar into like a submission chokehold. Old school Randy Savage, Moscow Macho Man choking us out with the printing of dollars. If you look at what's happening with the BRICS nations, and even Putin alluded to it in his interview with Tucker, that has like, what was it, 200 million views now, or something like that. But when you look at it. These are the people that we're supposed to trust. Also, when it comes to putting those guardrails in place, Mike.
Yeah, I think that's a challenge that our government and politicians face right now, is just generationally the experience with technology, and being able to know and see where that's headed down the road, right? 2 steps, 3 steps, and beyond. And I just think that's a challenge for them, and they need to bring in smart people who are in the industry, who have that experience, and who can see down the road, right? That may be academics, it may be scientists, it may be, boots on the ground like me, for example,
Exactly.
right? To give some perspective on what they're seeing. And I think they need that across all walks of those disciplines.
Right, absolutely. How do you want people to connect with you, Michael?
www.massiveit.com.
massiveit.com. Check them out online, and can you schedule a consult there?
Yeah, we'll do a free risk assessment. So give us a call. We'll do a risk assessment for cybersecurity.
Okay.
And you'll have a report from that. It's tangible. You take it away. You do what you want with it, or you can engage us to help you fill the gaps and plug the holes and make everything secure.
Nice. Good stuff. All right. Michael MD, our tech expert. Check him out online, massiveit.com, massiveit.com. Also, consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors on our website, consumerqb.com. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, taking a quick break. We're going to come back here. We got Tyler Newen in studio, mortgage expert contributor, hometown heroes, investor loans. What are the trends in real estate? What's he seeing on applications and more coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show.